The second source that I chose was an academic article written by Michael Kaufman, and he focuses specifically on sexual harassment in the workplace. So, in the beginning of the article, he talks about how there have been efforts to reduce sexual harassment in the workplace, but more so that they're ineffective and that businesses not being successful in tackling these problems is only hurting themselves. In other words, basically what Kaufman's saying is that sexual harassment is a lose-lose situation because it's still occurring, and for the businesses side, it's reducing their productivity and they're facing multi-million-dollar lawsuits, which is obviously devastating. After establishing both sides of the issue, he goes into his solutions, which he gives three of them. Kaufman's first solution is for all management to acknowledge the problem of sexual harassment in the workplace. So the first part of that being that it's a violation of basic workers' rights and dignity. And the second part is that it's a bottom line issue of businesses, being that it's detrimental to their employee turnout. So it's sexual harassment is the cause of employee turnover, sick leaves, or even worker productivity. Kaufman's second solution is for managers of businesses to take effective action when sexual harassment in the workplace occurs. So he backs this by saying that a lot of times when it does occur, the managers might want to do something, but they're not adequately trained on what to do when it happens. So Kaufman's third solution is to revamp training programs for handling sexual harassment in the workplace, and he supports this by bringing up the fact that most managers' training in sexual harassment is very bare, and it's often not taken seriously. He gives the example of, a lot of times managers will just be sat down in front of a TV screen to watch some hour-long video from the 1980s. I mean, that's obviously not going to be very beneficial to them. So he suggests making more of a hands-on experience for those types of programs, and this will potentially make them more effective. When analyzing the strengths and weaknesses of Kaufman's article and solutions, I think it's important to consider the organization that he took on. So in the beginning, he established the problem, not only the problem, but both sides of the problem, and this made a nice transition into his solutions. Also, considering the organization that Kaufman takes, I think it's important the way that he begins by outlining the problem, and he gives both sides of the problem, which you don't always hear. When you think about sexual harassment in the workplace, you tend to only consider the individual victim, but you don't necessarily consider the negative effects that the sexual harassment can have on the business as well. So not only that, but the fact that he organizes his solutions to be interdependent. So for example, his second solution of managers taking effective action makes a nice transition into his third solution, which is revamping the training programs for these managers to take effective action. Another strength of Kaufman's solutions are their feasibility. So all three of his solutions are very realistic and achievable, both on for big businesses and for small businesses. The three solutions that he gives are very affordable, and it's not really asking the businesses to do too much. A potential weakness of Kaufman's solutions is his inability to provide statistics. So he doesn't really give any specific stats on the problem itself, but he doesn't really give any examples of businesses who have implemented similar solutions and been either successful or unsuccessful at doing so. The influence of Kaufman's solutions are definitely his own experience. At the end of the article, it says that he works internationally with corporations, trade unions, and government departments, and he's also designed sexual harassment training programs for 6 United Nations agencies.